Hey, what's good, y'all? This is Ryan Jackson from Ryan Jackson LLC. I hope y'all are having a blessed and wonderful day. This is the day that Allah has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Today is Monday. I know a lot of our children are going back to school today after the long Christmas break, the holiday break. A lot of people may be going back to work. I know where I work at, a lot of people had come back into the office. So, we know what they say about a Monday. That's what they say. Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong on a Monday. We ain't going to even put that out there in the universe. If your day is not going well or as it should be going, remember this: tough times don't last, tough people do. Put your trust and faith in Allah, and He will see you through. And I could definitely bear witness to that. So just soldier on, things will get better. Getting to the topic for this video. So I kind of feel like a Johnny come lately on this. I so wanted to talk about this on Thursday, but I wasn't able to. But I'm doing it now. So they Thursday, yeah, Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. Cat Williams, great comedian, very very funny brother, was on Club Shay Shay. Club Shay Shay is a weekly podcast hosted by former NFL star and Super Bowl champion Shannon Sharp. All know about the great Shannon Sharp. He's currently on ESPN First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Molly. I can't think of her last name, but he's on there. I think 3 days a week. But in any event, excuse me, I'm a little stuffy, allergies. In any event, Cat Williams was on there, and he let it. He didn't hold any punches. He did not hold any punches whatsoever. And 1,000% of what Cat Williams said, I agree with. Cat Williams, thank you for telling your truth. May Allah bless you. Thank you for telling the truth. Thank you. Be careful because we know that there's consequences with telling the truth. I don't wish any ill harm on a brother. I pray nothing will happen to him. But just when you expose and powerful people and highly weird, strange things have tended to happen. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. But in any event, he told his truth. He told about wow, where can I start? Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, said entertainer, Martin Lawrence, all these big names in comedy. Let me start off with Steve Harvey. Let me start off there, not Kevin Hart. I'm gonna get to him, but let me start off with Steve Harvey. In the meantime, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that like button down, smash it down, smash it down, smash it down. Hit the subscribe button so you get notifications when I do videos on here. Steve Harvey. Um, I'm not a fan of Steve Harvey. Never have been. I think he was overrated. And he did hit on Bernie Mac. That's common knowledge. When they were doing the Kings of Comedy, and that's another thing. Who called you the King of Comedy? So you have Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Griffin, the late Patrice O'Neill at the time, all these greats in comedy, but you're the king. I guess if you tell yourself something over and over again, you start to believe it. So whatever. But he hated on Bernie Mac, the late great Bernie Mac. Very, very, very funny brother. May Allah be pleased with him. May he rest in peace. Steve Harvey hated on him. It's very common knowledge. he was jealous of Bernie Mac. Katt Williams said in this interview with Shannon Sharp that Steve Harvey was supposed to go on last when they performed because it was his special. It was his thing. That was his baby. So he was supposed to go on last. So glad he didn't go on last because he wasn't that funny. He wasn't funny at all, now that I recall. And we all know that Bernie Mac just stole the show. He was the funniest. Talked about his nephew, his niece, the milk and cookies. Talking about his nephew with the and the bus driver. That was funny. That was hilarious. I could watch that over and over again and laugh my ass off. That was funny. But it was jealousy with Steve Harvey against Bernie Mac. He was envious of him. Katt touched on that. And like I said, that's been well documented even before Katt even spoke of it on Club Shay Shay. That people have known that in circles. I've heard it before. Um, the whole thing in Detroit, where Steve Harvey did a show in Detroit back in 2008, and I think it was the last time he had did comedy as that I can recall. But I remember the show he did in Detroit, my hometown, about 50, oh, going on 16 years now, back in 2008. He had trouble selling tickets, so he added Katt Williams to the show. Steve went on first, did his thing, and then Katt Williams came on. Um, Katt Williams came on, and Katt Williams laid into him. Oh my God. Katt Williams told that man a new hole. I just put it like that to be PG-13. He told him a new hole. I saw something with DC Curry, Don Curry, Don DC Curry. Great, funny man. He played Uncle Elroy in the Friday movies. He said that before they did that thing in Detroit, that before that, maybe a couple of years before that, Katt Williams had saw Steve Harvey in the mall. He was with his sons, and so they wanted to get an autograph from Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey kind of thumbed his nose at him, and was being an ass. And so they went back and told their dad, Katt Williams, said, "Hey, Steve Harvey wouldn't give us an autograph, yada yada yada, this and that." So they went back to Steve Harvey, and so this is what Don DC Curry was saying. He said they went back to Steve Harvey and said, "Our dad is Katt Williams." And Steve Harvey replied, "Who the F is Katt Williams?" Which, at that time, he wasn't known. So Katt Williams told his sons, "Come on, don't worry about it." So I guess Katt never forgot it. According to Don DC Curry, Katt never forgot it. So when he went on stage in Detroit after Steve Harvey did his bit, I mean, he just unleashed on him. He unleashed on this fool. He said he had a lace front. He had a bald spot in his lace front. He just unleashed on him. He unleashed on him. Oh my gosh. It was something awful. On Club Shay Shay, he said that the Steve Harvey show with the head said entertainer, he said that that was a copy of Hang with Mr. Cooper. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? It was. That was because Mark Curry played a high school teacher in his hometown out here in Oakland, which is where Brother Mark is from. Shout out to him. He played a high school teacher, and the late great Nell Carter, she played the principal. Fast forward when Hank with Mr. Cooper was going off the air. Here comes Steve Harvey with a sitcom. Same premise. He's a high school music teacher. Our beautiful sister, Wendy Raquel Welch. I think that's her name, Wendy Raquel Welch. She played a principal. Very, very, very beautiful sister. She was the principal. I forgot her name. And Steve Harvey, Mr. Hightower, was the music teacher, high school music teacher. Same premise. Same premise. Wow. I didn't think about that. I was like, you know what? He's right. He is so right. And he didn't even put Mark Curry on his show. Wow. Wow. That is crazy. And so I said, Katt is right. He is so right about this. Oh my gosh. Wow. 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 So, he said Steve Harvey told people, well, why aren't you doing any, why don't you stop doing stand-up or making TV shows or movies? And he said, I didn't want to be no Hollywood actor. I didn't want no TV show. No, bro. No, bro. That's not true. You have a TV show now. You have Family Feud. You have that dumb show on ABC where you're supposed to be a judge. F out of here. I didn't want to be no movie star. That's because you can't do movies. You don't have the you can't speak. Steve Harvey is country. He's a country bumpkin. I think he's from Cleveland, but he's from West Virginia originally. But his family moved to Cleveland. So he has those country roots. Bernie Mac, we know Bernie Mac was dark skinned. He didn't have the look, quote unquote, the look for Hollywood. But Bernie Mac was real. What you saw is what you got with Bernie Mac, the late great Bernie Mac. The brother, he was a dark skinned brother, had bug eyes. He wasn't what Hollywood saw as attractive. He wasn't like a pretty boy. Let me think of a comedian that's a pretty boy. A Bill Bellamy. Y'all know who Bill Bellamy is, How to Be a Player. Back in the 90s, early 90s, he was on MTV. The Bill Bellamy. Now, Bill Bellamy out in Hollywood, Bill Bellamy has been in TV shows, he's been in movies. He's not funny. I think Bill Bellamy is corny. I don't like Bill Bellamy. But he has the look. He's what Hollywood sees as attractive. He has the good hair, he's light skinned. So as far as Hollywood standards, Bill Bellamy has the look. But Bernie Mac didn't. Like I said, Bernie Mac was a dark skinned brother, had bug eyes, you know, had the Midwest twang. So he didn't have the look. But yet, Bernie Mac still made movies. He was in a number of movies. Funny how that happens, huh? Funny how that happens. He may not had the look, but he was still in movies. More movies than Steve Harvey. Bill Bellamy as an interviewer, yeah. As a comedian, I don't know. I saw him stand up. I didn't see it. Um, I didn't go and pay to see him. I wouldn't dare pay to go see Bill Bellamy. I don't care if someone gave me the tickets. I still wouldn't go. I saw his stand up on Def Comedy Jam years ago, and some other things he did. I just wasn't feeling him. I don't know. I just wasn't not a Bill Bellamy fan. Yes, Steve Harvey is terrible. I'm definitely not feeling him. Steve Harvey is to me, my opinion, he's fraudulent. He want to put up this facade that he's some. moral um, voice. He's the voice of morality for men to do right by women, for us to, like, he's the voice of reason. Like, we should listen to him when it comes to relationships. Act like a man, think like a woman, or act like a woman, think like a man, whatever the hell that was. It's like, bruh, you cheated on your first wife with your current wife. Make it make sense. You cheated on your first wife with the wife you with now. And you want to sit up here and tell us that you some moral um, voice of how men should be in relationships? Miss me with that BS. You could you could get totally F out of here with that. Yeah, now he's a judge now. I mentioned that a couple minutes ago. It's crazy. Oh, how is he a judge now? Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I don't know, brother. I don't know how he's a judge. You know, when you play the game in Hollywood, when you play the game, and y'all know what I mean, when you play by their rules, you can do anything. This man don't have no law degree. Judge Greg Mathis is a judge. Judge Joe Brown was a judge. He's retired now. Judge Maybell Ephraim, she was a judge. Judge Judy, these are actual judges. They have law degrees. They were attorneys. That's how that worked, Steve Harvey. Was you ever an attorney? God forbid. Oh my God. Could y'all imagine Steve Harvey being someone's attorney? Your Honor, my client didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Oh my gosh. I would hate to have Steve Harvey as an attorney. Hate it. But that's that. That's how that he plays the game. White folks love Steve Harvey. He's their second favorite Negro, right behind Kevin Hart. And I'm going to get on him, but bear with me. Now, moving on to Said the Entertainer. Said stole Cat Williams' joke about if black people in outer space or parking, whatever. What would black people do? You know, how they park, how they drive. Katt's joke was about a Cadillac. Said replaced the Cadillac with a spaceship. With a spaceship. I vaguely remember the joke he told on Comic View because I remember when Katt Williams was on Comic View back in the late '90s, early 2000s. He was up and coming. Very funny brother, but he was up and coming. So he told that joke, but his was with a Cadillac, and so Said took it, and in the Kings of Comedy, it was a spaceship. Comedians still jokes. I don't like it. I think it's effed up. My cousin, my cousin's a comedian. My cousin in Syracuse, New York. Shout out to my cousin, TJ. If you're watching this, shout out to you. Keep doing your thing, brother. I love you, cuz. My cousin, TJ, is a comedian in Syracuse, and he said the comedians stole jokes. They steal jokes all the time. You know, it's well known that Carlos Mencia stole material from George Lopez. It's known that um, I think my cousin told me that Lil Rel stole some material from him. I believe he told me that. But they steal it all the time. All the time. All the time. Tony Rock was accused of stealing jokes. I don't know who he stole from, but he's been accused of it. And I like Tony Rock, which is Chris Rock's little brother. Love Tony. Tony Rock is funny. Saw him twice. So it's not right. It happens. It's one of those things. It's like, come on, really? Write your own material. But there again, Said the Entertainer doesn't have writers. And Cat Williams isn't the first person I heard say that. Yes, Amy Schumer. Oh, she is so not funny. She is so not funny. She stole jokes. Hold on one second, y'all. That thing gets on my nerves. So, in case you're wondering what that is, we have a robot vacuum or a vacuum robot, whatever it's called. And when it's going back on its base, it makes that noise and it drives me nuts because I have to, when it does that, I have to raise the decibel of my voice. And I don't like seeming like I'm screaming at y'all. So that's what that was. Moving on. Yeah. Amy Schumer is so not funny. And I could believe she stole jokes because she's corny, but liberals love her because we're in an age now where Hollywood and politics are intertwined. They're intertwined. So if you speak the language of the climate, of the liberals, then the solar system's the limit, especially when you white. When you Kathy Griffin, Amy Schumer, Sarah Silverman, her racist ass, um, yeah, Chelsea Handler, when you these corny Karens, then the solar system's the limit. Especially if you said Trump, Trump, Trump. I hate Trump. I hate Trump. Um, I support Israel, but I also support Palestine. And what Israel is doing is wrong. So if you play the climate, if you play, I mean, to play the climate. If you if you stay on script as far as the liberal movement, champion people getting the jab, stuff like that, then you're good. You're golden. You're golden. But if you speak out against the powers that be, go against the grain, then you're pretty much blackballed. Look at Monique. Look at that sister. She don't want to play that game, and I don't blame her. Cat Williams, Eddie Griffin, they don't want to play that game. Bernie Mac didn't either, but Bernie Mac did just enough to, do his TV show, the Bernie Mac show, and then do his stand up and then do some movies. But Bernie Mac wasn't in Hollywood like that. If y'all can remember, Mac Man was not in Hollywood like that. He just did his thing. I don't even think he lived in. Did he live in L.A. or did he still live in Chicago? I think if he did live in L.A., he wasn't. He just had a place out there, but he didn't. He didn't fool with Hollywood like that, like your Eddie Murphys, your Martin Lawrences. He didn't. But like I said, I miss Bernie Mac. God, I miss that man. So funny. Gone too soon. 50 years old. Wow. So, but your said entertainers, your DL Hugleys, that's another one. DL is nothing but a white liberal in blackface. He's championed Joe Biden. He's gone now. This will be an election year. You're going to hear him say a lot about us voting. Vote, 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 vote. This is another from the GED section. I do not like DL Hughley's voice because he doesn't have any bass in his voice. It seems like he has a lot of feminine energy, and I don't like that he said nothing when that devil DJ what's his name, DJ Vlad, when that devil DJ Vlad made besmirching comments against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. DL just sat there like a sip, yeah, he is a sellout. He's a Sambo, and he's corny. And I'm still upset. I'm still on one with DL for what he did going with 3.5 years ago with Ice Cube. When Ice Cube had his contract with Black America, he tried to go at Ice Cube on his show. Y'all remember that? While we listened to a rapper who gave us Friday movies. I'm paraphrasing what he said. Well, that rapper who gave us those Friday movies had black people best interest at heart when he said we need to demand something for our votes. Your ass show didn't tell us that. Your ass said just keep voting, get the shot, get the shot. So how dare you disrespect Ice Cube? What have you done to uplift the black community? Ice Cube is an independent black man, black business owner. He's employed thousands of black people over the years. How dare you, DL Hughley? How dare you? So I still haven't forgot that. But Cat Williams didn't really say nothing about DL because I think he cool with him and he liked DL. So he didn't say anything about him. Now on to Kevin Hart, white America's favorite black love child. They love Kevin Hart like white people love Gary Coleman. And it's funny, they're both short. I'm short too, but not as short as Kevin Hart. I'm 5'8", but that's beside the point. But Kevin Hart is white America's favorite black love child. He has these Chase commercials. He had what's another commercial he had? He has Chase Bank commercials. Oh, he has some more other commercials. He has a movie coming out on Netflix. I think it comes out this month. It's like every year or every other year he has a movie coming out. Have y'all noticed that? And Cat Williams is so right about this. He hit the nail on the head. Oh my gosh. He said, what comedian before or since Kevin Hart has been given movies, uh, Netflix specials, comedy specials? What comedian before and since him? None that I can think of. Can y'all? Well, yeah, you could say Chappelle, but Chappelle had been doing it far longer than Kevin Hart. And they didn't promote Chappelle like they're doing Kevin Hart. They still don't promote Chappelle like that. White people love Kevin Hart. They love him. He's not a threat. He's friendly. He smiles. He's short. He's like a dark skinned leprechaun, Lucky Charms. Because to white people, he's magically delicious. And his comedy is safe for them. He makes them feel comfortable. He hasn't put anyone on. And I told people 15 years ago, 2008, 2009, I said, this Negro is not funny. Kevin Hart is not funny. When he had his first special, I can't remember when it came out, 2010, 2011, maybe. I watched it, and then I watched this other special. I'm like, yeah, I was right. Because I said, well, let me give him a chance. Because I saw him in that movie with Matthew McConaughey, where he played a pirate, where they were hijacking. That's funny. Kevin Hart is a pirate, but they were hijackers. They were gangsters, and I forgot the name of the movie. It was Matthew McConaughey. If anyone know the name of the movie, put it in the chat here. That's true with Bill Cosby. That is so true. Thanks, brother. That is so true. Um, and how you doing, by the way? Thank y'all for tuning in. I meant to give y'all shout outs, but thank you. Thank y'all for tuning in, brother Steph, brother Ironwell, brother Kingley. Thank y'all. Love y'all. I don't know, brother. I don't know what movie that was. That's what I'm saying. If anyone knows the movie that had Kevin Hart, Malcolm Jamal Warner, who played Theo on the Cosby Show, and Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, Matthew McConaughey, and Malcolm Jamal Warner. If anyone knows the name of that movie, please type it in. But Kevin Hart, it was a group of thieves. They were like pirates, modern day pirates. And it was kind of a comedy drama. And I watched it and I was like, uh, uh, he. I kind of chuckled, but it didn't make me laugh. So I'm like, oh, this brother's a comedian. And I remember him from Soul Plane. And I didn't think he was funny in Soul Plane. I didn't think he was funny. Godfrey was funny. Snoop was funny. Method Man was funny. Monique was funny. The late, great John Witherspoon. They all were funny in Soul Plane, but not Kevin Hart. And it was his movie. So I remember that back in 2004. Then I saw him in another movie with Usher. I can't remember the name of that movie. He was in a movie with Usher, where Usher played a DJ who was in love with a mob boss's daughter. I'm not making this up. Usher was in a movie where he played a DJ. He was in love with this Italian girl, and her dad was in the mafia. What was the name of that damn movie? And Kevin Hart was in that movie because he played Usher's best friend. And I looked at that movie and I was like, okay. I chuckled. Again, not funny. So Kevin Hart had made movies before he blew up on so-called start blowing up because we don't find him funny, but before he started making his presence known on the stage. Plus, he started out on the East Coast because he's from Philly, so he was doing comedy in New York and Philly. You know, little small venues, making his bones. But he just blew up overnight, like that. Now he's the funniest Negro around. Now some people, I've seen some people, they have the gall to compare him to Eddie Murphy, the late great Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Bill Cosby. I'm like, are y'all really serious? Y'all comparing this corny coon to the great Bill Cosby, to the late great Richard Pryor, to Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence even, Chris Rock? Really? Really? That's what we doing now? Because white people tell you he's funny, now he's among the greats? Some people now, if you could believe this, some people actually said this. Like I say, I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. Is he a great hustler? Yeah. Does he make his money? I'm not hating on the man for that. But you got a lot of comedians doing that. Hell, Cat Williams said on an interview on Club Shay that he's on his 19th 100 city tour. His 19th 100 city tour. Who's a greater hustler than that? 19th 100 city tour currently? That man hustles. And he's put so many people on. There was a white guy. I was on his page. He's a comedian. He's back east. Where is he from? I can't remember where he's from. But he said Cat Williams put him on. Cat Williams actually gave him encouragement and some money and said, keep doing your thing. Dion Cole did a video where he said that Cat Williams encouraged him and gave him some money. When Cat Williams goes into cities, he said this on Club Shay, each city and town he goes into, he goes to the homeless shelters or goes and gives 10% of his earnings from that city, gives it to the homeless shelters. Has Kevin Hart done that? Has Steve Harvey done that? Said Entertainer? Martin Lawrence? I'll wait. Cat Williams has. But he's a villain now. It's funny how white people will tell us who our villains are and who our heroes are. The people who are pro-black and who are down with black people, who are down like four flat tires and are really B1, those are the people who are the villains. But the people who are supposed to be our heroes don't even give a damn about black people. Like Obama. Oh, did I say that? These people. Joe Biden, Bill Clinton. The people who don't give a damn about black people or will do harm to black people at the drop of a hat. These are considered our heroes. But people who love us and are down for us are B1 and will risk life and limb for the black community. These are the people who are our so-called villains. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan comes to mind. The brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam. They are considered an enemy because they're enemies to white supremacy, then they're supposed to be our enemies. Funny how that happens, right? Funny how they like to write the narrative for us. And some of us, far too many of us, fall for it hook, line, and sinker. Funny. It's funny. But moving on. So Kevin Hart, and then I don't like it when people lie on people. Kevin Hart said this in a video. He went on a Breakfast Club and was saying very besmirching things about Cat Williams. Do y'all remember that interview? Do y'all remember when Kevin Hart said that the reason why Cat Williams hasn't blown up the way he should have is because he's a drug addict and he's lazy? Kevin Hart said this. Cat Williams was a drug addict and he's lazy. He called this man a lazy drug addict. I will never forget it. Cat Williams said, "When have you seen me take drugs? Who did I take it from? Where, when, and how?" And like someone says, like they said in Training Day, always stuck with me. Denzel's character, Alonzo Harris. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Can you prove he took drugs? Dude, I don't care if you know it. Can you prove it? You can know all day, but knowing something does not get people convicted. Proof does. Well, it's supposed to. Proof. Where's your proof? If you don't have any proof, Kevin Hart, then shut your Oompa Loompa, Lucky Charms looking ass up and move on and go entertain white people. Go do some more corny ass Chase commercials. Meantime, shut the F up. Shut your mouth. Let this man be. And Kevin Hart, wasn't you on record as saying you would never put on a dress? But on Saturday Night Live, you put on a dress. Which brings me to my next point. Comedians wearing these damn dresses. I hate it. I hate it with every fiber of my being. I hate seeing a black man wearing a dress. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Those of y'all who feel the same way, please chime in. I hate it. I hate it. We know where it comes from. It comes from slavery because they wanted to emasculate the black man, make him look weak and docile in front of his mother, his wife, and his children, and in front of the whole black community, in front of his fellow black man and woman. They wanted to emasculate him, break him down, buck broken, buck broken. And you have these willing, buck broken niggas, Martin Lawrence, yes, I'm gonna call him out, Martin Lawrence, Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry, who's not a comedian. He's doing another Medea movie too. It's coming out on Netflix this year. He's doing another damn Medea movie. I'm gonna talk about that here in a few. But Martin Lawrence, Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry, Jamie Foxx, Buck Broken. Why is it that a black man just can't be funny? Do you see George Lopez wearing a dress? Do you see um, Adam Sandler wearing a dress? Jerry Seinfeld? Do you see Jerry Seinfeld wearing a dress? They wouldn't dare. They would not dare. Louis C.K. Excuse me. Jim Carrey did on think on Living Color when he played Venus de Milo, whatever that character was. You could say Robin Williams. That was in the early '90s, Mrs. Doubtfire. But for the most part, you don't see it. You don't see Dane Cook being asked to wear a dress. None of these comedians. Gary Owen, you don't see him being asked to wear a dress. But Kevin Hart, Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx wearing dresses. Eddie Murphy wearing dresses. And Jamie Foxx and Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, they're hilarious. They're hilarious. They're they're among the greats. Eddie Murphy, easy top five. Definitely top 10. But you could put him in top five. Eddie Murphy is he ruled the 80s. Martin Lawrence ruled the 90s. Chris Rock put on a dress on an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I believe it was the last season. It was either the first was it the first episode of the last season? I remember it like it was yesterday. It was it was one of the early episodes of the last season of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I believe it was anywhere between episode one of four, 1 through 4, one of those episodes. It was an early season episode of season 6 of The Fresh Prince, and he wore a dress. I'm like, really? They got you now? But Cat Hart, Cat, Lord have mercy. Cat Hart, forgive me. Cat Williams. Cat Williams told a story about he said when Martin Lawrence went on his hiatus, he said Martin Lawrence told him, this is what he told Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay. He said Martin Lawrence told him that when I come back from my hiatus, I want us to do a movie together, me and you. He said, you're my brother, I love you, you're a young up and coming comic, and I want us to do a movie together. Cat Williams, I'm paraphrasing, was like, say less. I got you. I don't need to read the script. I love you. I now support you. I'm there for you. Martin Lawrence comes back. He said, it's the script for Big Mama's House. Big Mama's House 2, I believe. And Cat said he almost died. He was like, nigga, really? He said, why do I need to put on a dress? Why are you doing another movie where you put on a dress? You already did the first Big Mama's House. Why are you doing a second one or Big Mama movie? Why are you doing another Big Mama? He said, we could play dog catchers for all I care. Why do I need to put on a dress? And he said, you don't want me. You don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson, who's from my hometown. And so Brandon T. Jackson was in, was he in Big Mama? Was in Big Mama too? I know he was in the third one. Yeah, the third one. I saw the first one. I didn't see 2 or 3. But, whatever. Hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't agree, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. Someone put Cat as a clown, but hey, whatever. But um, yeah, he was like, really? He was like, he was done. We know Dave Chappelle. They wanted they wanted him to put on a dress. And he said this on Oprah years ago. No, no, not put on a dress. And he didn't. Then they said he was on drugs. He was out of his mind. No, he just took a hiatus from Hollywood, from entertainment. When you don't do what Hollywood says and you're black and you're in that industry, they always like to go to the you on drugs playbook. That's the playbook that, well, let's put the niggers on drugs. The niggers crazy. They love going to that playbook. They said Cat Williams is on drugs. He's crazy. Like they did with Dave Chappelle. They love going to that playbook. It's like don't have nothing else. Oh, he's on drugs. He's crazy. Really? Okay. That's the game y'all want to play? Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down. Hit the subscribe button so you get notifications when I do videos on here. Tyler Perry, Medea. Hello. Hallelujah. Utter garbage. Yes, and I agree with you. Soul Plane was total doo doo. It was. I hated that movie. But getting back on track. Tyler Perry, Medea. Hello, hello, hallelujah. That garbage. And this Negro is doing another. I saw an article in an Atlanta Journal Constitution that Tyler Perry is doing another Medea movie this year. I think it's going to be called Medea Destination Wedding or something like that. But he's doing another Medea movie. It's like, come on, come on. And like Bishop Wooden down in Raleigh, North Carolina said, you couldn't find a black woman to play that part, a heavy set black woman to play that part in the church. Wooden said there's thousands of black of heavy set older black women in the church. He said you could blindfold yourself and point in any direction, and you'll point out and you can find one. You had to play that role. You couldn't find an elderly, heavy set black woman in the church to play that role. You had to play it. Bishop goes on to say, and it's in a video I shared on my Facebook timeline. He went on to say that Tyler Perry fooled black people because they wouldn't accept RuPaul, but you accept Medea. And all Medea is a man in drag. Medea is a drag queen. Just like RuPaul, Medea is a drag queen. But it's acceptable because it's being promoted to churches. Medea's in the church. She sings in the choir. All of his Medea movies always have the church involved. And he got black people hook, line, and sinker because black people love church. A lot of us love going to church. That's where we find our peace. And I get it. As Muslims, as me being Muslim, the mosque, that's our sanctuary, our time for peace. But we're also required to do work outside of the mosque, in the community, in our families. Don't just do the work in the mosque, do it outside of the mosque. Don't do it any where you practice Judaism, Christianity, whatever your religion is. You can't just do the work inside the house of worship. We love church. Many of our people love the church. It's sacred, and I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. But y'all allowed this man to come in, do his plays, and promote the church in his movies, knowing that's against what the Bible teaches. It's against what God teaches. But he got y'all hook, line, and sinker. And like Bishop Wooden said, he went where black people was not thinking, and that's the church. And he fooled y'all and bamboozled y'all. And now y'all accept it. But it's no different than RuPaul. No different. They're both drag queens. And that's all Medea is. It's a drag queen. But Hollywood loves it. If it makes them laugh, then it's a go. All systems to go. Is there a white Medea and Hispanic Medea and Asian Medea? Why not? Why not? We let Why do we allow Hollywood to disrespect us, to emasculate our men? Why do we allow it and then call it excellence in entertainment? It's foolishness. Why do we allow it? It makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. What would you do for a Klondike bar? That's what we got now. These, what would you do for a Klondike bar niggas? Too many of them. People willing to sell their soul for some dollars. True story. And I put this on my Twitter and Facebook timelines. True story. Many, many, many years ago, about 16 years ago, when I was living in Tampa, my ex-girlfriend and her father were at the dinner table, and we had a conversation. I forgot how it came up, but we had a conversation about what would you do for money, and what wouldn't you do for money. I forgot what she said. I said, I don't like oatmeal. I hate the smell of oatmeal. I haven't eaten oatmeal in about close to 40 years. That's no lie. Never liked oatmeal. I said, if someone gave me, and we said, I think I forgot what the amount was, but it was in the billions. It was in the billions. I said, someone gave me billions of dollars to eat oatmeal. I said I would have to soldier up and I would eat it. I probably would throw up, but I would eat it for billions of dollars. I wouldn't do nothing to degrade myself, but I would eat something I didn't like oatmeal. I don't like candy yams. I'm sorry, I do not like candy yams. I would eat that for billions of dollars. I guess that's something simple in the grand scheme of things, but I would do that. I wouldn't do anything to hurt anyone. I would not do that. I would not do anything to degrade myself. So my ex's father said, I said, well, what would you do for billions of dollars? So he said, so I asked him, I said, just curiosity, just curious. Wanted to see where his head was at, wanted to see what his answer would be. I said, for billions of dollars, would you dress like a woman? And you know what this old crusty nigga said? This old nigga, you know what this old ass Negro said? Not only would I dress like a woman, I would put on a bra, panties, G string, a thong, any kind of panties, and some heels, and even some pantyhose. And I looked at him, I gave him so many side eyes, I thought I was about to be cockeyed. I gave this nigga so many side, I was like, ooh. When I came from the bathroom after throwing up because of the visual, after I was done regurgitating, I came back to the dinner table. I said, really, 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 just to be transparent and honest with y'all, I didn't go to the bathroom and regurgitate and throw up. I wanted to, but I didn't. I kind of got my stomach started upchucking. I thought it was gone because I was like, ooh, because I'm just visualizing this old Negro with his uncool, unkept gray hair, just and his belly, like he was pregnant with twins, dressing like a woman. He said he would put on a dress, and I mean, he tripled down. And then he looked at me like I was crazy for me looking at him like he was crazy. Can y'all believe that? You gonna dress like a woman? You gonna wear a dress, heels, pantyhose, panties, a bra? I think he said he put on makeup for billions of dollars. This Negro said that. I promise y'all he said that. And I never forgot it. I lost all kinds of respect for him. And I saw him in a whole different light. I said, and I thought to myself, and I should have said it. I thought to myself, I said, well, hell, if you wouldn't to go all out and do that for billions of dollars, then you probably do something else for billions of dollars. Dare I say, get on your knees and use your imagination. That's all I'm going to say. If you willing to do that for billions of dollars, just like a woman, I mean, to the nines, then who's to say that you won't get on your knees and allow a man to drop his britches? Who's to say that you won't? There's been people who have done it in Hollywood and in other places. Not just it just doesn't happen in entertainment. People, entertainment is not the only industry where people sell their souls out. You got people in corporate America right now sleeping with the boss, dropping their pants, dropping their panties. Right now, yeah, britches. I went to what my grandfather said. Boy, you better pull up them britches, boy. Put up them britches. That's an old Southern thing. You know, old white man trousers. I don't want to say trousers, but your britches. That's what my the old folks used to say. Boy, you better them britches, boy, them britches. Your mom used to say britches. I had to bring it back old school. My 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 grandfathers, they were one was from Mississippi, one was from Georgia. So yeah, Houston, Texas. Yep. Definitely the deep south, Houston. But yeah, it's people who will sacrifice and would sell their souls for for a position, for a few dollars. And Willie D, my brother, speaking of Houston, Texas, the great Willie D, I subscribe to his channel. He's on here too. He said, he mentioned it. He said, no matter, it's not just entertainment. He said, people who working at Popeyes, Wendy's, McDonald's, you want a promotion? You will sacrifice your morals to get a better position. People at the plant at General Motors. I've heard so many stories from people about people what people do at the plant. Oh my God, I've heard so many stories. Me being from Detroit, I have family who worked in the plant or family members. I have friends who worked in the plant. They have some stories. What people do at those plants, General Motors, Chrysler, Ford, it's crazy. They will sacrifice. They will just sell their soul. I work in the security industry. I could tell you I've heard and I know of stories where people have done things to compromise themselves to get better positions. But that's a whole nother video for another day. But I've heard stories, and I've known people who've done that. I could speak of it. I have receipts. Oh, you want that office job up in HR, or you want that, you want to move on up. Oh yeah, you gotta. It happened in the court system. Y'all don't think those prosecutors, those DAs, and those public defenders don't be knocking boots? Those judges, along with the lawyers, those attorneys, y'all don't think it doesn't go on in the court system? It does. It does. Especially there. Y'all don't think these police officers, uh, male, female partners, hell, even two males, two females. It goes on in law enforcement. It goes on in the military. I could definitely speak about that more so than I can security because I was in the military for 12 years and I could write a book alone about that. I could write a book about that one. In the military, oh yeah, yes, yes. I knew of someone that was a higher up, an enlisted person, and an officer who slept with subordinates. One of them was accused of rape by three different women. Yes. I knew a girl in the military who slept around because she wanted to make rank. I knew a few women like that. She was always getting awards. They loved her. Not love in a good sense, but they love her in other ways. Yep, I can speak of this. Like I said, I could write a book about that alone, just about the military, what goes on in there. But yeah, we see it all the time. You see members in government, in Congress, in the Senate, they get down. People will do anything to compromise themselves to get to a better position. And like I said, it's not just in Hollywood, it's in other industries too. From fast food to the government. You better believe it goes on. But are you willing to play that game? And like a question you need to ask yourself, if you don't know what you will do for money, you better damn well figure out what you won't do for it. Let me repeat that again. If you don't know what you will do for money, you better damn sure figure out what you will not do for it. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? You better figure it out because somebody's gonna figure it out for you. Like I said, I've seen it happen. Not in Hollywood, but in other industries. So Kat was actually absolutely right about that. Look at with Lee Daniels. Um, wow, that's a whole nother story. Oprah, that's a whole nother story. And Tyler Perry, Cat Williams said on Club Shay Shay that those people that Tyler Perry so-called put on, they could walk through the mall without security. It's true. It's true. Do y'all remember when Monique was having her beef with Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey would not defend her. Do y'all remember when that goofy Sambo did that? That goofy Mr. Potato Head did that? He would not support that sister. He pretty much told her, "You just got to play the game." Really, nigga? So we got to do what you did? No. We could disagree, but you support your sister. But he wouldn't do it. I'll never forget that. But people are just willing to compromise themselves, and it's a shame. It is a shame. And like I said, Kat was right. Ricky Smiley, he touched on Ricky Smiley. Has Ricky Smiley had any specials? How many movies has Ricky Smiley been in? And he put on a dress. And what, First Sunday? The movie with Cat Williams and Ice Cube? And he read for the Money Mike role, but I just can't see Ricky Smiley playing Money Mike because it wouldn't have been funny. And then he said at the reading that he don't curse because he was concerned about his Christian audience, which is funny to me. You don't curse because you're concerned about your Christian audience, but you will put on a dress. That don't concern you with your Christian audience. You put on a dress, but cursing does. Make it make sense. The math ain't mathing, but whatever. It's not mathing. But and the only reason why Cat was on Club Shay Shay was to defend himself against what said entertainer Ricky Smiley had been saying about him. But he's the villain. Right. Got it. Got it. He's the villain. Gotcha. Gotcha. Like I said, I salute Brother Cat. I salute him. I salute him, salute him, salute him. He gets all kind of applause from me. Why Steven said grew up there. Yeah, because Steve Harvey put that together, and him and Said are in a clique, and Cat mentioned that too, because Said Entertainer was on that dumb sitcom, um, the Steve Harvey show. So that's why he put Said in there. And like Cat said, he said it's like a cabal. It's like a cabal. It's Said, Steve, Ricky Smiley. That's their they roll with who they roll with. They don't who they don't. And that's true. That is so true. And Cat Williams is not their man, so they're not gonna F with him. They're not, they're not feeling him. So, but brother Cat don't care. He could care less about that shit. So it is what it is. But it's like a cabal. It's like a cabal. And they're intertwined. And yes, Kevin Hart was an industry plant because he just blew up overnight. You went from being in playing roles where you just a supporting you just a supporting actor. You a supporting actor. You got a few comedic roles, and then you just blow up like that. Industry plant. No comedian has done it since Kevin Hart or before, and Kat was right about that. There's receipts. Now the whole rape scene in Friday After Next. Ice Cube did a video and said that he didn't want to put that in there. That was not his. That's not how he get down. And I believe, brother. I believe, brother Ice Cube. I do. But I'm also gonna say this: Ice Cube didn't have didn't have complete control of the Friday movies. He had to meet with producers, filmmakers. Because when you make a movie in Hollywood, you're not the controlling force. There are other people you have to play ball with. So maybe so Ice Cube, yeah, he didn't want to put that in there, but the powers that be, the people, what's it, New Line Cinema, those people from New Line Cinema, because I think they're the ones that put out Friday. They probably wanted to put it in there. So that's probably who Cat Williams were was referring to. Those people, the people that produce it, that put it out there. They probably wanted to put that in there, and I could believe it because Hollywood love doing they just wicked. They just wicked. There's no way to sugarcoat it. They just a wicked industry. I would not encourage any young person to go in to go into acting. If you do, I will tell them this though. If you were to go into acting, go to Broadway, go to New York. Those are talented actors. Have y'all been to a Broadway play or been to a play? Those are your actors because they can't keep getting, okay, take one, you mess up. Take 35, take 58. No, on Broadway, you practice, but you have to get it right. And a lot of actors have made their bones on Broadway. Charles S. Dutton, um, Denzel was on had the plays on Broadway. Rocky Carroll, the late Carl Gordon, who played um, Mr. Emerson on Rock's father, Andrew Emerson. They all made their bones on Broadway. And if you can do Broadway and act in Hollywood, that's talented. But I think Broadway actors, people on Broadway, are more talented than people in Hollywood, and I will stand on that a 1,000%. I really do. Go to New York. New York was originally the entertainment capital of the world, but then the Jews built Hollywood, and so now it's Hollywood. But I would be careful with going out there because you have to sacrifice yourself. You have to really know who you are as a person and stand on your foundation. Stay grounded. You really have to do it. You really have to. But I wouldn't encourage any young person to go into Hollywood and acting, as far as I'm concerned. Just my opinion. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down. Hit the subscribe button so you get notifications on the new videos on here. It's just funny to me how not funny, but in a hilarious sense, but just how Hollywood doesn't like the masculine man. Going back to John Amos, our brother John Amos, when he was on Good Times playing James Evans. Masculine black man, hardworking, took care of his family, didn't take any nonsense because he didn't want to go with the program, go along with the program. They killed him off and wrote his character out the show. He got killed in an accident, a car accident in Mississippi. There goes James Evans, and there goes Good Times, as far as I'm concerned. Because when he was on the show, he made that show funny. I don't care about JJ. Dynamite. That was buffoonish and stupid. Jimmy Walker. He made his money, he made his fame. I get it. But you were a buffoon. So, but John Amos was James Evans' character was my favorite character on Good Times. He was funny. He made the show. When they killed them off, the show just Rock, excellent show. Those of us who was coming of age, or I was a teenager in the early '90s, so I was starting high school. Those of y'all who remember the show Rock on Fox, great show. Charles S. Dutton played a garbage man, trash collector, stood up to the drug dealers, ran for went into politics, ran for what was he running for? A seat on city council because he wanted to change what was going on in his neighborhood. Loving husband, became a father. His brother lived with him, his brother Joey, his dad, Mr. Andrew Emerson, played by the late great Carl Gordon, was very active in his community. Stood up to Andre Thompson on more than one occasion and had Andre shook. I love Rock. Loved it. Loved that show. Look what happened with him. They wanted him, and a good brother of mine, we spoke about this. They wanted Charles S. Dutton to to be like Martin, to be to be buffoonish like that. And he was like, no, y'all already have a show like that. That's Martin's show. That's not my show. 3 years, Rock was off the air. Rock was off Fox. You see what they do? Robert Townsend had a show called Parenthood. Great show, funny show. And Robert Townsend spoke about how Hollywood casts black actors, the games they play, the stereotyping they do. He did a movie called Hollywood Shuffle back in '87. Y'all remember Hollywood Shuffle? It spoke about how Hollywood get down when it comes to black entertainers. That movie came out in 1987. It was ahead of its time. It spoke about what's going on today. Salute to Robert Townsend. Great brother. Funny comedian too. Don't think he put on a dress. No, Robert Townsend didn't put on no dress. Yeah, you like I said, if you don't know what you would do for money, you better damn sure figure out what you will not do for it. You better, because it will be figured out for you. It will. I enjoyed everything Brother Katt said. I agree with him 1,000%. He was spot on. But it's like when a black man tells the truth, in this day and age, he's a villain. If you bootlick, if you buck broken, if you play their game, if you tell lies, which they consider to be the truth, and go along to get along, or you are one of these, what would you do for a Klondike bar niggas? Then you loved. You're the hero. But telling the truth, no, no. And we love our heroes. No one loves heroes more than black people. We love, love, love our heroes. Love them, love them, love them, love them. We worship heroes more than any other community. And it's sickening because a lot of Negroes will love celebrities more than they love their own family members. People love Beyonce. You better not say nothing about Beyonce. Nothing about her. They'll get they will get hot, hotter than fish grease. Say something about Beyonce. Oh, your brother, your brother and your cousin ain't about nothing. Well, yeah, I agree. He ain't about nothing. You would let somebody tear down your family member and sit up there and agree with them. But when someone says something about Beyonce, LeBron James, Kevin Hart, or whatever, whomever, put it, you can insert a name. Michael Jordan or anybody else, you get hot and you get defensive over niggas who not even thinking about you. They don't care. Beyonce don't care about y'all. Jay-Z don't care about y'all. LeBron James don't care about y'all. They care about their brand and their families. That's what they care about, not y'all. But y'all out here defending them. Tooth and nail. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But Brother Cat, again, I salute you. Keep telling your truth, brother. Keep doing your thing. And God, and Allah will bless you. One of my favorite interviews on Club Shay because I'm not really a Shannon Sharp fan. So all depending on who's on Club Shay, I'll watch. And I watch all 2 hours and 46 minutes of that video. I did. And I enjoyed it. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. Really did. I think I touched on about everything. This is the longest video I've ever done. I've been on here an hour and 21 minutes. Wow. This is my longest video. So thank you for tuning in and hear me running my mouth. I appreciate it. I love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support. I cannot do these without you. My videos on my podcast. Lord knows I can't do it without your love and support. So please continue to support me. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Hit that like button, smash it down, smash it down. Hit the subscribe button so you'll get notifications I want to do videos on here. Please, please, please subscribe. Support your brother. Comment. Share this video. Whatever. Let's have a conversation. Like I always say, we don't have to agree, but let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Let's do that, especially on topics such as this. Y'all be safe. I know many of y'all, your children are back in school. Some of y'all went back to work after the long holiday break. Be safe. Be safe, be safe, be safe. Please be safe. Satan is busy now more than ever before. He come to kill, steal, and destroy. So please be safe, be safe. Whatever you may be doing. I love y'all and continue to support. Continue to support me. I love y'all dearly. So again, share this video and y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you for your love and support. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings. I'm out.